Hi buddy, this is Sheepslayer of MC coming at you live from Epic Ever, and we are still working on our scenery for our book, if you were wondering. Scenery for book. Anyway, um, yeah, we have just finished up the Palling area, the Elder's Den, Whisper's Tree, Winter's Den, Eagle's Court, and Eagle's Den. Oh, and the Forgotten Ring. Yep, it's over here in this area. Whee, whoosh. Over here's the Forgotten Ring. Whoosh. Look at it, it's so pretty cool. Um, we're not doing any human stuff, so this is going to be all nature, animals, wolf things. Anyway, stories based off of wolves, but like animated version wolves. So if you've ever seen an anime, then think in that kind of context of wolves and possibly Alpha Omega, I guess, sort of, kind of like that. Anyway, it's complicated. Anyway, the wolves move around like in Alpha Omega. They're not actually based off the story or anything like that. Yeah, no, because that would be dumb. Why would I go and copy something like that? Ugh, really? Then you don't know me at all. No, this is my unique take on my world of what my wolves would do. Over here we've got the Howlstone, which I actually forgot the name of for a while. Yep, the Howlstone. It's one of the places where many of the young wolves can play. They just keep forgetting they have these areas because, well, they're so busy running around, going on patrols and things. Or they're assigned to going on patrols, Sometimes they just can't help but be on a patrol because they get to leave camp. They don't have to be stuck inside the camp all the time. Not that, it's a problem to be stuck in the camp. It's a huge place. And I do mean huge, like huge. Anyway, yeah, this is Minecraft, so you're gonna get a Minecraft version of it. It may not be 100% accurate, so if you're looking for accuracy, you ain't gonna find it. If you're looking for closeness, well, you probably won't find that either, but I'm gonna get it as somewhat near-ish as I can for the story. That way you'll have some sort of idea of what it would sort of look like if I was doing it in writing description wise. Words are hard. Anyway, we have Reed and Hawthorne's Den. They're the closest to the entrance of the Howling Circle. The circle? Howling Grounds. Okay, so the family area is technically called the Howling Grounds. It's where everybody is allowed to like howl and hang out and stuff. And if they have a family, they hang out here. Don't worry. For those that are single and don't have families, they have their actual own areas. However, our young hero doesn't because she is way too young to be living by herself. Thank you for listening to my story. I like you. I like you so much. Anyway, we have, I believe this is Star. Yep, she's one of the many young training wolves. And I do mean training wolves. Wow, that wolf is going to town on that poor little llama. Oh, he ate him. Anyway, over here we have Bark. Bark is one of the young rookies. So most of the place is for the family dens is actually a place where our young hero and her young friends will actually be hanging out most of the time. However, we don't haven't currently like spent time with this one or this one. Well, actually, we've spent some time with this one. They're actually super cool best friends. These ones are best friends, and we're actually currently playing with. Okay, we're not playing. She's currently playing with them. She's young, remember? Kind of like a kid, want to hang out with your best friend all day long. They're not best friends, but they are friends. They're best friends. They're okay best friends, but not best friends. Ace and our hero are like best friends. If you've ever seen 9-9, think of Charles and Jake. Yep. That's how best friends they are. Only they don't make like stories and stuff because that's silly. This is Droplet, Cotton, and Spider. One of our hero's best friends is actually friends with one of these wolves. Yes, we're gonna call them wolves because that's what they are. Wolves, not people. They're not people. They are not people. Nope, they're wolves. Okay. Anyway, Spider and Splash basically hang out. They're best friends. They're actually super best friends. They. He's mischief and she's over the top, energized like a energized rabbit. Yep. And then this is where they live. They live in this really cool dark dank cave. We don't actually know what the inside looks like just yet because I haven't described them, and I'm not going to make them all descripty colored yet because I want to wait. If we wait, it's better. Because then you get to have the experience of a lifetime. Alright, so you know about Reed and Hawthorne. Okay, so Reed and our young hero don't get along very well at the beginning. They clash. Okay, I'm not very good at making like miserable, mean clashing, so they're like name calling clashing, not so much bad guy clashing. Hey, yeah, we'll get there. So basically, our hero and Reed are quote unquote rivals. Reed is jealous of our hero. There's a reason for it, and I'm not going into it. If you want to know more, please continue listening to the story. Like the Wandering Trader said. So, if we continue this way and continue this way, this is the path I made to another wolf area. It's called Wave. If you haven't seen the last video, well, you're gonna have to go check that out to understand who Wave is. Well, where he lives. I can tell you all about him, but he's just a young rookie, like all the other rookies. There's a rabbit. Hi, rabbit. Do you want this? There you go. And then, he's actually older than our hero, but not by much. I mean, he's still technically young, but they're all pretty much in the same age rank as a rookie would be. And I do mean rookie, like, because they're initiates. They're not even pledges, and pledges are actually move on to an E1 rank when they're older, much older. And that's when all the actual really cool stuff will start happening. But right now, we're just learning about our young hero and how she grows up and becomes who she becomes. It's gonna be epic. Anyway, this is Wave, and he lives here with his dad and his mom. And this is his area. He actually has a sandy beach near a large stream. I put trees in the stream because it doesn't have to be an actual real world thing. In fact, because they don't live in a Earth, they actually live on their own like world, planet kind of thing. They have 2 moons. Wolves are basically the greatest things ever in this world, And yeah, they can talk, move, walk, and they're still wolves, so they walk on their four paws, and they do other really cool stuff like Tai Chi, yoga, um, many really cool stuff. And yeah, this is Wave's area. He is a water fishing wolf. Well, he currently is not. His father is currently a fishing wolf, and his mother is a night wolf. You won't know about night wolves till later on. But I'll give you the gist. Night wolves, they are the wolves that protect the camp at night. So they're not really necessary during the day. And Wave's mother is really cool. She has like the best job ever. Because protecting the camp at night is super fantastic. Uh, yeah, there are a handful of night wolves actually, and I don't know all of their names because I can't remember everything right off the top of my head. Plus, I'm making characters still. It's a whole list of things. I'm gonna have to write them all down on paper because the the helper I have is not, well, helping very well. Yeah. That, here you go. Here you go. There's a tree in the way. There you go. But yeah, Wave is a going to be a fishing wolf, but we won't know about that till later, and he actually can swim way better than our hero. And I do mean way better, because he's been living near this pool, this stream, for so long. Yeah, they have frogs, turtles, many other things that... Wow. How about you? But I think I can swim faster in water now. Anyway, but yeah, um, he's been growing up swimming in this water for so long. It's amazing. Anyway, that's enough about Wave and his den. His dad's name is Tide, if you were wondering. Yeah, I know, I went with ocean themes there. Boom. And then, his mom's name is Dew. So, you know, like the dew of water dripping off of leaves. Yeah, that. And yeah, that is what we have done. And today we're actually going to be talking about winter. Oh, that was not dramatic enough. Hang on. We were actually going to talk about winter. Winter. Anyway, we're not gonna give everything away, hopefully, but we'll explain why and how he became our hero's mentor. So, you all know about what happened with our hero. If you don't, you'll have to go back to episode 1 because that explains the gist of literally everything. Yes, I do mean gist because it's not the whole thing, but it's the gist of it, and that's the thing that matters the most. You'll get the full detail when you continue watching and listening to the story. And I totally did that, didn't I? Whee! There is no bed over here. I thought the bed was over here. Yeah, there it is. So, gist of the story is, we're going to talk about winter. He lives in this really cool cave. It holds about 10 wolves total. He has it because he doesn't really have a family anymore because his family, well, let's just say he doesn't have a family anymore. Anyway, we won't get into specific details till later on. He'll tell his story eventually, but we're not saying it right now because you have to understand that Winter is a very closed off wolf. He doesn't tell much about himself. Anyway, We all know his rank, right? If you don't know his rank, then you're gonna have to go back to episode last one. Anyway, I'll tell you. He's a chief warrant officer, basically. That's his rank, and he's also like number 3 um, in hierarchy of our kingdom. So we have the king, then we have the regent, and then we have our chief warrant officer. He basically holds that title. Um, After him is silver. They basically hold the same level of rank, but Winter's title is way higher. Anyway, we don't talk about that because we don't know his title yet. I haven't given him one. Um, he's gonna get one. Oh, also we're going to be building the rest of the camp. Thinking about doing Quartz's quarry or Iris's area, but I don't know yet because they're in the same area as the king, and the king's path is a bit more different. So we'll leave this open for now, and we're gonna dig that way. So, anyway, things about Winter. He's cold, like his name. Uh, Not because he's like bad or anything. He's just closed off. You know, he doesn't like to show his emotions. He's more apted to be I don't know how to explain it. He's not really a lone wolf because he loves helping out his entire pack. He's just very closed off when it comes to emotions and feelings and thoughts and stuff like that. Oh, he's also very calculated. And what I mean is that he can think like 50 steps ahead during a battle. That's how good he is. He can also take down one of those caribous. If you hadn't seen the picture of a caribou, then you missed out on one of the episodes because a caribou is like not a normal caribou. None of the creatures in this world are normal characters by any means. They are all unnaturally large. But it's a world where they live in, so I mean, come on, what do you expect? They also live a lot longer than a regular wolf would normally live. So if you're hoping they were like regular wolves, well, no. Um, I don't know. I guess the status of them would be like dire wolves. They're like really big, but I'm gonna go with car size big and not so much dire wolf size big because I believe a dire wolf is as tall as a human. But I'm not 100% accurate on that because I guess they could technically be any size you want them to be because they are characters after all. Right? Anyway. For me, the wolves that I am creating are as big as a car. Yeah, like an SUV. And each one is different sized, yes. So they're not all the same size. And each one has a different personality. And no, not everybody is girl and boy thing related. But not everybody is, whatever things are. Anyway, we're basically just following our young hero. And she is the hero of the story. So don't worry, more exciting adventures to come. Oh no, I fell in a hole. And yeah, so where do I begin with Winter? He's very strict, he's stern, and he can basically tell any wolf in the pack what to do and how to do it, unless it's a healer, high-ranked hospital healer. Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but we have Fern's Den because Fern is like a clinic wolf you basically take your minor injuries and stuff. They happen here in the clinic of Fern's Den. So the hospital wolves are actually near the New Lights, who is near the king because, well, they need to be like within the center of camp and they need to be protected by every wolf. So they want to protect the youngest of the pack because, well, the youngest of the pack are the new generations of the pack. They hold what will happen in the future. Yeah, it's a complicated story, but, it is what it is. Anyway, Winter is in charge of basically everybody, almost everybody, except for King. The king is actually named Chief, and there's a reason for that because I really like the name Chief and I wanted to use it. There you go. That's the reason. There, boom, I did it. On top of that, we have. So, you want to know how he became her mentor? Well, let's see. Wolfgang had just been named to become the successor to the king. So, because of him becoming the successor, Wolfgang was given a decision to keep our hero or not keep our hero. Well, he kept our hero. So, there you go. However, because our hero is a pup and not a wolf, at the time she is much, 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 much younger than you think. There's a whole timeline and everything. I'm working on it. It's hard, Right now she's like 11 months old, if that helps at all. Put into perspective of what I'm talking about. When all this other stuff occurs, she's much younger, and I do mean younger, much younger. Anyway, so yeah, she's got a lot to deal with. I mean, come on, you'd have a lot to deal with too if you were growing up with no parents and nobody to teach you right from wrong, right? I mean, literally nobody to teach you. Like, you ended up in the Pauling Den, and you basically just, watched like in daycare, but like full on all the time daycare, not like days where you can do whatever you want and hang out with your family and do family stuff because that doesn't exist. Anyway, not for her anyway. Yeah, because of the way that it's just. Let's just say her family was gonna be no better whether alive or dead. Does that make any sense now? If she was alive, it wouldn't have made a difference. If she was dead, I mean, if her family was alive, it wouldn't have made a difference. If, well, you get the picture. Anyway, she has it hard growing up, basically. Unlike every other young wolf, they learned right from wrong, yes and no, don't do this, don't do that. Well, our hero learns from one of the many daycare students that come there in the Falling Den, that being alpha is everything. And I mean literally everything. Like, they make it to be, you have to be alpha or nothing. So, he's older. He's the oldest of all the Paulings. So, basically, role model. And he failed miserably. Because he filled her head up with these ideas, and she took them seriously. Literally, seriously. When they got to go home, they didn't have to think about consequences or anything like that. She continued practicing and training and doing all the things to learn how to be an alpha. She learned how to play fight. She learned how to play defend. She learned everything. She was 100% on top of everything. She was so skilled by the time she became a howling, though she was way too young to become one at the time. Yeah, let's just say it's never a good thing to become a howling when you're not ready to become a howling. Yeah, there's a lot involved. Yeah, so she has no emotional control whatsoever of her emotions. So they get the better of her. Like, say, anger, for instance. If you got angry, what would happen? You get yelled at, say, no, you can't be angry. Well, she didn't have anybody to say that, except for the people that were in the polling den. Doesn't necessarily mean she would listen to them. I mean, come on. Would you? They're not your parents. So why would you feel the need to listen to them? Boom. Anyway, no. She looked up to the older wolves in her, quote, days of growing up were Talon and Lily. Lily actually is one of the Pauling daycare center like wolves. Yeah. So she actually taught our hero some right and wrong. Not a lot. Anyway, so after that, Wolfgang is named second in command, basically going to become the next king. And yeah, king is basically like the largest, higher ranked alphas ever. There are Endermen spinning around right there. You see them spinning, spinning. Oh, oh, he's done spinning. And then, excuse you, y'all are in my way. What do you want? I'm talking. Oh, you want to know about the story? Okay. Well, Winter is named to take care of our hero. Our hero doesn't have a name. She's named Pup, because she loses her first name, which her first name is really super important to any and all wolves. Their first names are the most important. When they get older, they become paws, and then they can either keep their name or they can change the name depending on what they want. Depending. I mean, Wolfgang changed his name after all. Gee whiz. Anyway, so Winter happens to be the one wolf that Wolfgang decides to give mentorship to our hero. Says, and names him in charge. Says, you are going to be her mentor. She has no choice. If she argues with you, then she loses everything, and she's going back to the way she was, and she'll stay in the camp forever if that's what it takes, and we'll deal with it. Trust me, it would not have been a good thing to just deal with, because Chief isn't a wolf that just deals with things, especially since his first, second, we don't know her name yet, yeah, betrayed him. It's a whole thing, and it's bad. Very, very, very bad. So, yeah. Anyway, Winter ends up taking care of our young hero, and he's not quote unquote nice, but he's not mean either. If you think about it, he's actually the best one for taking care of our hero. And the reason for that is because he's got zero bias towards her. He doesn't care that she made a mistake. In fact, he helps her rise to help her be better than her mistake. He doesn't necessarily come off as an encouraging wolf, so it's really hard to tell if he likes her or doesn't like her. I know, right? It's really hard to tell, but I'm not gonna tell you because you have to figure that one out all on your little lonesome. You have to wait for the story to come out, but once it does, you'll be like, oh, I get it now. Sorry. Anywho, our hero learns from Winter, and it only takes one time, because believe me, she does not want to get in trouble by him any more than what she already did the one time. It's not always easy to deal with Winter. Every wolf has a problem with Winter. Every wolf. But that's because he likes things to be, how do you say, organized and safe and done right. If it's not done right, don't do it. Seriously. At least that's his thought. I mean, but there's a reason for that, and it's because of the way he grew up. You're like, what? Really? How did he grow up? Now we want to know. Well, I'm not going to tell you, because that's for later on, and I'm still not going to tell you. Anyway, if you've been following the story, and I hope you have been, he talks to Cloud. Ooh, Cloud. And the reason for this is because I should probably tell you about Cloud, actually. But we'll keep talking about Winter. He's Cold Wolf. He comes off as very distant, zero emotions, and yeah, kind of a bit of a jerk, I guess, if you want to say that. Yeah, sure, we can go with that. He's a bit of a meanie. For those that are little kids, yeah, he's a bit of a meanie, but he's also the nicest meanie you'll have. What is all of that? Gold, blistering melon, ingots. What the heck died over here? Weird. Oh, look, a villager. Hello, villager. How are you? So, Winter's actually a very nice wolf. Depending on if you're, following the rules. If you don't follow rules, he's not going to be very nice to you. He's a very wolf. Anyway, he's kind of like a very stern parent who, doesn't let you stay up after midnight, because it's kind of not smart. You need to get your rest, sleep like you're supposed to, all that good stuff. Yeah, he's that kind of wolf. He's not so much the bad guy that you would be like, oh, he's just being a jerk and da da da. Well, no. He's just being a meanie. Well, da da da. No. He's actually being reasonable, to be honest. Unlike many other wolves that would have ignored her and probably just, made her do some other random junk for no reason. And then, have her go back and stay in one place. He actually teaches her, trains her, helps her, and helps her develop a very confident structure. Because after losing her name and stuff, Wolfgang basically assigns her a bunch of things that she has to do, and she has to do them constantly by being watched and stuff, because well, she's not very trustworthy in their eyes, and the whole camp thinks that she's untrustworthy because of what she did, and da 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 da, and it's like, really? Why can't you just trust our hero? Well, it's because of what she did. I mean, come on. You don't just run up in a battle and expect everything is going to be cupcakes and snowflakes after that. I mean, seriously. Not everything goes the way you want it to just because you think that it should. Nope. Instead, she ends up learning lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things, like how Wolfgang can be very mean. And I mean mean. I don't mean like nice mean, I mean like mean. Like mean. Very mean. Just mean. You see? Mean. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, Winter's just doing what he thinks is best, and of course, the first time he assesses her, it does not go well. It goes horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. Horribly, horribly wrong. Because she, well, basically flat out breaks the rule again. Um, because for him, when he gives an order, you follow it. Doesn't matter what the order is, you follow it. And if he tells you to run and go get help, you run and go get help. You don't argue. Because a lion would literally cause all kinds of chaos. Did that bear just spawn right there? Did you see that bear just spawn? So yeah, our hero ends up having a fight about wanting to stay and help protect Winter. Well, Winter doesn't take too kindly to that and yells at her. And there's a reason for it. I mean, come on, she's young. She's way too small. She can't take on a lion, and a lion is really, 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 really dangerous. I mean, seriously. Don't take on a lion, especially a mountain lion, especially these mountain lions. These mountain lions are not your friend. They're bad. Very bad. Bad, 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 bad. Ooh, oh my gosh. And I do mean bad. I mean, they're like literally bad. So, yeah, he has every right to yell at her. And not just yell at her. He literally yells at her for several minutes. Wolfgang sits there and listens. He did not realize how much Winter talks. I mean, he reprimands. I mean, literally, full lecture for like minutes on minutes on minutes. Basically berating her into the ground and saying this and that, and let's just say our hero doesn't like it. And she feels way, 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 way really bad. I mean, yes, she went and got help, but the fact that she argued with him about it was bad. And that's what he is reprimanding. He's not so much reprimanding the fact that she went and got help. I mean, he's happy that she went and got help. I mean, geez, it's a lion for Pete's sake. It would have killed him. And then it would have gone after the camp, more than likely, because, well, it's a bad guy. Lions are bad guys. They don't talk. They're lions. They have no voices. They don't speak. They're just grrr, and they use their sharp claws and basically like talon claws. And yeah, they're bad. So yeah, and a bit like that. Stupid bear. Oh yeah, there are bears too, but the bears are less bad than lions. The lions are really bad. I mean, they don't play games because they're starving. I mean, come on, they're lions. No, you got all this nice caribou around, right? No, because the caribou only come during the silent season. In the meantime, in between times, the wolves have to hunt other things like deer and mountain goat and other things. Literally, they're wolves. They have all kinds of food. But lions don't. Lions are picky on what they want to eat. They want to eat deer and they want to eat other stuff. But our wolves are like massive wolves. They get hungry. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, we need to build the meat pile area. It has to be nearby, so maybe we could put it like right there. That would make more sense. Because then it's not too far from here, and it's not too far from there, and it's near camp and everything else. Yeah, sure, why don't we do that? Alright, so this is where the meat pile will be. We'll decorate it in a minotaur. And yeah, I said minotaur. You got a problem with that? Well, tough! I don't know what to tell you. Oh good, I thought I was going to screw that up, but I didn't. There. For now, we'll leave that like that. We'll decorate it later. Whoosh. Yeah, so our hero has a lot to learn, and she learns it not very quickly, in fact. No. In fact, it's a lot harder with him. He constantly fixes her mistakes. He corrects her on everything. I mean, literally, it's like somebody following you around telling you this goes here, that goes there, this goes here, that goes there. It's kind of annoying. But, I mean, he's that kind of wolf. That's just how he is. So if he seems like a very mean, angry, super stern wolf, and you want to know why he's yelling at her and all this stuff, well, that's why. Because that's just who he is. He yells at any wolf that doesn't do something right. And you go to the Pauling training area, and you learn to, make nests because you have to make the beds for the nests. And yeah, he'll follow you around and be like, nope, do it again. I want to see better. This is not how you do it. It'll break apart the moment you lay it down. And then they'll be wanting to get another one later. Yeah, he's that kind of wolf. It's really annoying. But there's a reason for it, and it's just who he is. I mean, every wolf has a backstory. Just like every human has a backstory. Not all bad guys. I know it feels that way, but we're not. And same could be said for him. He's not a bad guy. He's just a very stern, mean, follow the rule book guy. Wolf. Anyway, yeah, no, he is 100%, yep, that. But he's the only one that can literally be the trainer of her because of the fact that every other wolf right now is biased towards her due to the fact of how Wolfgang feels about her. At the time of the mistake and at the time of treating her how he's been treating her since the mistake. Yeah, he's basically doing chores and yelling and constantly all up in your grill. But that's because, they're wolves. It's just how they are with each other. I mean, wolves. Go look up a wolf behavior. You'll see what I mean. Why is that a cave right there? Like a really square one. Ooh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow. This is like a cave all in itself. Didn't expect to run into this. This is actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, it has to be destroyed because I don't know if we're going to be able to keep it or not. Anyway, well, yeah, I mean, just because of the way he is, that, you know, she actually learns something for once. She doesn't just get told, no, you can't do that, and then, you know, go back in the den and play. That's pretty much all that happened. I mean, she's young. So he treats her like so. Especially after the whole lion incident. He really treats her like a young pup. Oh gosh, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. Because, well, it is. It's horrible. He literally treats her like a pup. Oh my gosh. You'll have to see or read the story. It's like, oh my gosh, really? What? Why? Why? But there's a reason for it. I mean, he wants to test her, he wants to teach her, he wants to train her. I mean, he's her mentor, right? So just learn from somebody. And that's what he does. Because she can't learn from Wolfgang. Wolfgang is too wrapped up in how he feels about her right now to actually care about how he treats her. It's kind of why he assigns Winter to her in the first place. That and the fact that he can't actually teach her while he's being trained as a soon-to-be leader. So, yeah. If I keep it that way, I could make that the king's den. Which would be super cool because that would be perfect setting and everything for his. Um, every one of these bad guys keeps looking at me. Eh. But yeah, no, eh. I really thought there was going to be more to it. I mean, there is, but I can't tell you it because I'm still technically writing his story. Well, not his story. Still writing her story, and she's intertwined into him. So, why don't I just go ahead and tell you about Cloud, since, you know, Winter's obviously got a bunch going on. Alright, so if you have been paying attention to the story, Cloud is the young wolf pup that literally uh, yells at Winter and says, why are you still being mean to her? Or, not Winter, but Wolfgang. Why are you still being mean to her? Hasn't she earned her place and all this stuff? And it was a mistake, and I mean, you need to forgive her, and all this baloney and stuff like that. And it's like, well, there's a lot more than you realize, kid, and stuff. So he ends up assigning Cloud, Wolfgang ends up assigning Cloud a mentor that he can learn from. Because he doesn't want another, you know, Pauling that doesn't follow rules. He wants one that's going to literally listen and learn and understand and follow things. I mean, think about it. Can't always get what you want. So he assigns Shade to Cloud, and why are there steps right here? That's weird. Is there anything important in this area? so. That is weird. Well, whatever. Goodbye. It was probably one of those hidden treasures. But I probably deleted it because I did a huge, large circle thing, so. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, so. Cloud ends up talking to Wolfgang and saying, hey, you should be da 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 nice and standing up for our hero. Well, he doesn't like that. He does not want any wolf standing up for, well, they call her a disgrace. So, obviously, that is what he will call her. He doesn't want anybody standing up for a disgrace like her. So, he actually is also determining whether or not to continue keeping our hero in the den or teaching her some other way. Well, since she's now become a, quote, role model for the younger wolves and that they are, quote, standing up for her, he has her tell them a story so that the wolves don't, stand up for her. They want her to know that they want the young wolves to know that she made a huge mistake and that no wolf should ever make this mistake again. And that's basically it. However, since the issue with Cloud, he now has to make a decision, and he decides that she needs a mentor now and will need to start growing, because we can't have wolves thinking that it's okay to just break the rules and stand up for wolves who actually break the rules. We need them to, understand that this is wrong, bad, no good. So that's why he insists on talking to Winter in the middle of the night outside of camp one day and says, hey, I need you to take over